The Wrath of Khan 40th anniversary. Hey everybody, this is Tom with Tom's Tech Show, and like technology people and stuff, we like our science fiction things. We like, like the Orville and classic Star Trek. I do have my, this is kind of a holography little picture thing. I think I got it at Hobby Lobby. For one of the things I really thought it was cool how it, if you look at it in different things, the ships kind of move in the picture there. But we were able to go out and we saw the 40th anniversary of the Wrath of Khan. And let me tell you, just the whole thing still holds up. The whole thing still stands, and it's I'll just say it's kind of strange going to see a movie that's the 40th anniversary that you remember seeing when you were younger in the actual theater when it initially came out. I mean, that kind of gets me a little bit, but I mean, it was fun to go. We took my kid and my father-in-law. The funny thing was that my father-in-law thought it was a remake for a while. I mean, that's kind of how well some of the special effects and things in. I think they're more practical special effects in the movie rather than digital, and how much better that holds up, over time. So. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Just his take on it that, no, these were the original people. It's just re-releasing. He's like, oh, okay. But yeah, it was fine. He's 86, so we get him out. He does a lot of stuff. He's pretty good. So just a few, the things that, bothered me, back then still can bother me today. Like the Khan is going around and saying, I remember you, I don't forget a face. I remember you. And Chekhov is there. Well, I went back and got a screen grab out of, the original episode from then. And of course, this was from the first season when Walter Koenig had not been added to the cast. So yes, we can play it off that he was just someone in the lower decks and was not prominent in the, episode of the time. But still just an oddity, kind of a, continuity thing that, people might, take a different wonder at. So then as I was going through, I noticed, I'm like, wait a minute. So they're in the little cargo containers, and he pulls up the little seatbelt and it says Botany Bay. I'm like, didn't halfway through the episode or a third of the way through the episode they release that? I mean, this is the remastered version with the additional special effects, but still, about 2/3 of the way into the episode, they released the Botany Bay, out into space. So, and there was no plot line or storyline or anything in the rest of the episode that said, let's go grab your ship, we'll take it down there, and all that. There's none of that. Was in there. So it's a little odd seeing that, another kind of small continuity-ish kind of error that I saw this time. So it's re-seeing it on the big screen. I mean, definitely keeps your attention, right? I think that was the big thing, that it keeps, you're in there and you're not getting up to go get, anything, to drink. You're not, pause it while I, go to the bathroom or anything like that. None of that is happening. I mean, you're in there and you're immersed, and the sound and everything was just, all encompassing, which really, made it quite good. The other thing that I knew that probably would still be in the film is towards the end when, I think his character's name is Joachim Khan is there. He's just had a big thing fall on him. And don't get me started about how heavy things on a spaceship in space work. It's like if something's going to fall, it's you have artificial gravity. Just reduce the artificial gravity in that area when something is falling, and then it won't hit you very hard. And fine, we have technology, we could probably do that. But anyway, something falls on him, he's not going to survive. So he's laying there and he slumps down and his eyes are open, and then Khan says, of course, in his fervor, he says, I'll avenge you. And if you can see kind of in this shot right here in the center here, he closes, as he brings him in, the actor closes his eyes. So he's supposed to be dead in the scene, but he closes his eyes. And I've thought, okay, that has got to be in there. You cannot change that. That must be in there. So I do think this was a 35 millimeter copy, not a 70 millimeter copy. So I mean, that would have been nicer if it would have been in 70 millimeter, but still, it was amazing, experience to go through and sit through and do it all again. The nice thing about some of these like this is that you don't have to wait through any previews, right? They have the TCM guy who gives you like 2 minutes of what the movie was and some background and things about how it was going on and what happened to get the movie made and stuff, and then boom, you cut right into the film. And I did kind of notice, again, a lot of the initial special effects when they're flying around the Enterprise and docking with the Enterprise, those were definitely taken from, Star Trek, the motion picture, which basically everyone went to see Star Trek, the motion picture, but it was a failure on every level, possible. I mean, maybe not music. I mean, music was pretty good. It failed in costuming. It failed in makeup. It failed in storyline. It failed in special effects. Everything just fail across the board almost. But they were able to use some of those things, in this film to try and cut their losses, right? Try and be able to just get a film made, reuse some shots and things like that. So I do like going back and seeing some of these big movies and stuff that came out, seeing them again in the theater again. It's fun to go see and just get re-immersed. I mean, we get so used to the little tiny screens, you got your 65, 75 inch TV in your house or something like that, and just be able to get back in there and see it up against the big screen again. Yeah. All right. So did you go see it? Were you able to get there? I think there's one more on the 8th. I'm filming this on the 5th, so you can probably get there on the 8th if you can find tickets somewhere. It's playing at a lot of different theaters around each area, around me and stuff. So it was good. Are you gonna go see it? Were you there in the original? That's the question. Were you there when it was originally released? There you go. That's my question. All right. Thanks for watching. Take care.